The Casio DW290 comes in a box that sort of opens up to a display, similar to a lot of the other Casios I have, but it's like a much thinner cardboard. I'm not really sure when this watch came out. I can't find much like history on it, but I know that it at least came out before 1996 because this watch is mostly known for the fact that it's worn by Tom Cruise in the first Mission Impossible movie, and that came out in 1996. It might seem kind of far-fetched that this is the watch that they would choose for Ethan Hunt's character in the movie, but then I remembered I've seen this watch on Robert Mueller, the former FBI director, who is a Marine, an ex-Marine, I guess. Once a Marine, always a Marine. But I've seen this watch on other military personnel, and I think even some astronauts. I'm not 100% sure, though, if it's NASA certified. I have a feeling this watch might have recently went out of production in 2019. I've noticed the prices on it are starting to go up, and it's sort of already been replaced by the DW291, which is a similar watch with like 200-meter water resistance, but it doesn't have the electroluminescent backlight that I like on this one. Again, this is 200-meter water resistance. Which for a watch that was like probably $30 back in the mid-90s, that's pretty amazing. And it has an electroluminescent EL backlight, similar to the DW5600. This is actually very similar to the original G-Shock, or the 5600 at least, in a lot of ways. It's got that EL backlight with a time delay. It's got similar modes that it cycles through. It does that thing where there's a different beep when you cycle through the modes, which I like. Again, 200-meter water resistance is similar, and it's a similar size, maybe even a little bit larger. So I put these side by side to show a comparison. As most people are familiar with the 5600, I've heard some people complain that this watch is too small, and I don't see where they get that from because, again, it's bigger than a 5600. Although that watch is not huge compared to some other G-Shocks, it's definitely not a small watch. I have 8-inch wrists, and as you can see, it actually fits me pretty well. I'm on the fourth last hole with 3 to spare, and it's not too tight, which is actually more sparing than a lot of adult watches that I own. So yeah, this is definitely not a small watch, and it will fit if you have large wrists like me. So yeah, I'm really digging the retro looks on this thing. I like it a lot better than the DW291 in a lot of ways. I think it looks cooler. It's got the luminescent backlight. The DW291's just LED. It doesn't have the issue with the accidental button presses the DW291 has for me, where it's too easy to accidentally hit some of the buttons, and that will change the time zone. This one, on the other hand, doesn't have different time zones, so that's not going to be a problem. But on the DW291, I find sometimes it's not in the right time zone, so I'm not looking at the right time, and I don't realize it's because a button got pressed. So yeah, this is a really cool looking watch. It's kind of ugly, but in a way it's kind of cool. It's definitely a tool watch. It's fairly durable, although it's not a G-Shock. 200-meter water resistance, obviously. And if it's gone out of production, like I think it has, again, the prices are starting to go up. If you've been thinking about this one, maybe now's the time to get it while you can.